Sports Talk Live. Hosted by David Thomas, Bill Anderson, and Kenny Parker. Brought to you by First Bank of Shelbyville and Kincaid Service Company at 400 Madison Street in Shelbyville. Let's talk some sports. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bedford County Sports Live right here on Shelbyville Now. I'm Bill Anderson, Coach Kenny Parker. The boss man, David Thomas, is behind the glass at our palatial facilities this morning. Coach Cruz and Coach Edie in with us, and today we're going to talk community Viking football with you. But right now, let's hear a quick word.
You said your name was Bill. I'm Kenny Parker. Glad to finally meet you.
Coach Kenny Parker.
I've been looking for you.
But anyway, let's hear a message from Kincaid
Service
Company and First Bank, our sponsors.
This company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
It's football, and more football.
That's it. Today we got the Community Vikings. Not Union, but Community.
Community, the U.
Got a state's not going to let them. State's not going to let them do that no more.
There's very few people I put the purple on for. My
Hey,
good friend Coach Robbie Davis and you guys. It's a good day to wear the purple.
Yes,
Hey, let's
sir.
talk, coaches, about your preseason 7-on-7. Well, we had some 7-on-7.
Yes, sir. We started first in May. We had our spring scrimmage. We went to Houston County, and numbers were down because we had baseball season still going, had soccer going. So we rode up with a limited staff. I think it's about 16 of them. I said we ended up losing the last second on some bone coverage, but we moved the ball well. So I thought they looked pretty good from what we had. 7-on-7. We went into where we go first was it Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond first.
We went to Richmond, went down there. Where we go 3-2?
Yeah.
We went 3-2, 7-on-7. We got Drake Brown and Niles Barnett quarterbacking. Both of them look pretty decent as far as going back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we was letting them have a friendly competition there, and, see who could come out. And like I said, at the end of it, we still didn't know who it was because they was both competing as well as they did.
Well, one thing I can tell you, Coach, by looking at your roster here that you provided for us, you don't have near as many freshmen and sophomores as you did last year. Looks like they're all juniors and sophomores, so
yes, sir.
They've got some experience. You're getting on up the ladder.
Yeah, and you can tell the difference in 7-on-7. Like last year, we didn't win nothing when we went to Riverdale. We compete, but they just wasn't able. They didn't understand the concepts. This year we went over there and went 3-1 and got put out by Summit.
Right.
On the last second play. I was like, hey, we're pretty good. Kids were mad, but they don't understand how much they improved.
At least, if they're mad, at least they're wanting to, and they got some going to them.
Right.
Scrimmages, what we looking at coming up, getting ready for the season.
We got Huntley coming up.
At home.
At Huntley.
When's that?
That is next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yep, 6 p.m. And then we're going to follow up with PCA at our place at 6
Providence
p.m.
Christian.
Got LeBron coming over.
That'll give everybody a good chance to get out, take a look at you.
We're down there at Johnny Major Field down there.
Right.
You know.
Coaches, let's go over the roster a little bit. Start with quarterback. Y'all just mentioned it a minute ago. Who are your quarterbacks this year?
Now Barnett and Drake Brown.
It's good to have two because when you're
Yes.
going to need one,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
Injury, all sorts of stuff can come up
Yes.
from there.
Two different styles, but they they get the job done.
Do you plan on playing one or plan on playing both of them and go with the hot hand?
Right now we're going with the hot hand, but we'll see what we look like coming out of scrimmages.
Right.
Both sophomores.
One's a junior.
One's a junior.
One's a junior,
Okay.
one's a sophomore.
Yeah, Drake
Right.
Brown's a junior.
Good. Okay.
Running back position, what are we looking at?
Running back, we're looking at, we put a lot of them back there in that position, so we're going to find out over here during our scrimmages. We had Braxton Landers last year as our starter, but we also removed Wilson Richmond. He's a senior. He was one of our outside wide receivers tied in. We moved him in a running back role.
Right.
And we got Seth Garmin. We moved him. He's a junior into a running back role. And we took our slot, Isaac Jacobs, and we moved him into running back. So we got, we can try to get them some rest because everybody plays on defense.
Right.
So we're trying to give somebody a sub here and there. And they can all still go back and play wide receiver or slot because they did it during 7-on-7.
Right.
Anybody knows you coaches, you like to throw the football. Wide receiver, what are we looking at?
I mean, we're looking good because everybody knows we can take the top off.
Okay.
But we're wanting to go ahead and open up the game now.
Yeah.
We finally got a solid line, and we're gonna be able to move the ball.
The way I understand it, you got some pretty good size in your line too.
Yep.
Go over that a little bit with us.
Yeah, we got Austin Stickler. He's a senior. He's 6'5". He's probably about 245. He's our left tackle.
Right.
Our left guard is Jace Matthews. He's probably 6'2", 260, 270. You got a right tackle that is a freshman coming in, named Jackson Hoover. I'm guessing 6'3", 270.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
he's moving people. And we've got several other ones that we can fill in that are still, stout kids that can get in there and work.
So we got a little depth.
Returning most of your offensive line, how many lineman starters did you lose last year? One. So there you go.
Yes.
We got experience. We gained experience. Good.
Quite a bit bigger than last year on.
Oh yeah.
Yes. A lot stronger too. You can
It's
see it in
stronger.
the weight room.
I know some of the sheet you gave us got Aaron Graff, wide receiver, number
Yes.
10. It says speed.
Yes.
I like speed.
He's our take the top off guy.
Hey,
They know where he's at.
Can he run with your old one? Number one we had last year.
Oh, he could run with him. He might not be
The-
as shifty,
Uh-huh.
but he could
Yeah.
run with him. He
It's
could
great.
run with him last year.
That's
Yeah.
a special player.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a good one. I
Hey.
can't help if he's kin to somebody. He's still pretty good.
Yeah, Graff's probably one of the best route runners we got.
Good.
I said, you got Luis Butler. He plays that other wide receiver. And I said, he's all day when you got him running slants, hitches, digs and comebacks. I was like, and that's what we asked him to do. I said, we put Charles Haskins in over at that slot.
Hey, I
And he
forgot
get-
about him.
He gets in and out.
That's an athlete.
Yes.
Haskins is an athlete. He's
He
gonna.
is.
That's good. Yes, sir. He can play.
Let's move on to the other side of the ball. Defense this year. What are we looking like in the D line?
Well, a lot of the O-line, but they D-line.
Of course.
So, and I mean, I think some of these guys were backups last year. So, I mean, they know the position. It was just about getting bigger and getting stronger, and they did that.
Yeah.
One thing about O line and D line, starting on both sides of the ball, rest them early.
Yep.
Right.
Rest them early. Them big boys.
And we do
When
have
they
a little
get-
depth, so we can do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
when they get winded, they don't get their wind back like them little guys.
Oh,
do.
yes, sir.
And now defensively, what is the scheme? Is it
We're running a 44 this year.
44?
44. And it'll modify to go to a 43 if we're going against somebody that really wants to spin it. We'll pull one of them safeties back, get them on top. Our linebackers, we've got about 6 that are true linebackers. And they're all kind of speed guys, but size guys. And as I name them, you'll be like, you just named all your running backs, coach. Yeah, that's basically how the positions flow,
Right.
if you know it.
Right.
In communities, in places like Community and Cascade, Huntland,
Yes.
you're not with the luxury of playing kids on one side of the ball.
Yes.
Almost everybody's going to do that. Who's going to call your defense this year? You got a rookie calling defense?
Yeah, well, it's going to be me, I guess. I'm going to be over there calling it this year. Coach Edie, he's going to be managing the offensive run game. And we brought in Cody Smith, and he's going to help try
Jersey
to
cow.
get some air raid going over here, when we're doing
Right.
something else. And we got Mark Neal. He's
Right.
working
Yeah.
my secondary.
Uh-huh.
We got
Justin Gaines.
Justin Gaines came in. He's working the ends.
Well, you lost Bo when he went into administration.
Yeah,
didn't
he's assistant principal. We still might grab him if he's there
he? Good.
doing administration, make him spot, help us
There you
out or
go.
something.
That's right.
And who else? We got John Graff. He's on board,
Yeah.
and we kind of use him. O-line, linebackers. We fill them in. You know, sometimes you might have a coach running around, running late. He always jumps in. He's handy.
So let me ask this: when it comes crunch time, comes crunch time, who are your players that come over there and say, "Coach, it's my time"?
Isaac
It's
Jacobs.
my
Isaac
time.
Jacobs.
Well,
Isaac Jacobs wants the ball.
Yes,
there you go.
he is. He's the guy. When you get him out there, I mean, you can watch him when you watch him play. You see his effort, his attitude, how he runs. He's running through everybody. Don't matter how hard practice is. He's still upbeat, and you're putting him through a ringer. You know, it's camp season. We're giving them everything we got, trying to get them in shape. I said, Isaac takes it. He just smiles, laughs, always upbeat. And I was like, love coaching a kid like that.
Right. Secondary wise, basically, is your receivers playing corner? How we looking
Well,
at the
we
secondary?
set up. We got Aaron over there. We got Aaron Graff playing
Okay.
corner. We're gonna move Braxton Landers to the other corner, and we got Luis Butler, who also plays linebacker. He's sitting up top at the safety. But Wilson's playing my Mike. Garman's playing my Will. Isaac Jacobs playing that outside linebacker, and then Haskins is playing the other outside linebacker. That's why I was trying to use them all as running back on offense and give them a little bit of breather. And our DNs, right now, we've got JT. We got JT, which is Jace Matthews, who's our left guard. He's playing DN. And then we got our right guard playing DN, which is Mason Heflin.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got replacements for both of them. Austin Stickler will come and take his job. And we've got Lamb that'll come in and take the other guy's job, or White Elsner. So we got a little rotation there where we can kind of keep them fresh.
That's a good thing to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Opening game, where we at? When's the season start? Is it the 23rd, I believe?
27 days away.
It's not long.
No.
It's at Lewis County.
Yes,
Road trip.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll go over there. Like I said, we'll get there. We didn't fare well last year, 51-8.
Yeah.
You know, and we've been harping on it, you know, all year. I was like, look, make them earn it. Because I think last year we came out, we had a blow coverage. I mean, very, very first play of the game. And I was like, well, and it just kind of snowballed from there. But we was a young team last year. They was making mistakes. You know,
Right.
They didn't understand the system. They got out there and they was nervous. His first time on Friday night in Lewis County, an easy place to win.
No.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, looking at your roster here, we talked about it last year. You were freshmen and sophomores, and I told you what Gary Rankin had told me when I was playing that. There's good and bad about it. The good is they're going to be juniors and seniors.
Yes, sir.
Well, you only have 3 seniors.
Yes, sir.
So I'm looking at this. You better get me now
Yeah.
because I'm coming.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, that's it.
You better get me now because I'm coming.
Looks like you got quite a few freshmen come out.
Yeah,
too.
you got,
Oh, yes, sir.
Mhm.
A pretty good
We
group. We
got-
got 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm. They showed up, and we've got a big 8th grade class
Oh, good.
over there. I'm going to say it's about 16 of them.
Yeah.
So when we add them to this roster and we lose 3 seniors, you add 16. We're going to be something to deal
We're
with
going to
next
be
year.
looking like a 3A
Oh, yeah.
team, man.
Then we'll look like it.
And probably you're after this year looking at well, I'm going to talk about the region in just a second, but you're probably looking at a different region, is my understanding, because I believe a lot of there's going to be a lot of movement right here because
Yes.
a lot of these teams are 2A or fixing to be 3A, and I would
Yes.
assume some of these 3A or maybe 4A,
Yes, sir.
especially
Well-
if Giles County. They
Well,
probably
okay.
should be 4A.
Well, Giles got a way of working that system.
They just sure do. They sure do. Hats off to them.
And that's what, like we talked about last week. Yeah, community's numbers are going to be up. Cascade's numbers are going to be up. But everybody's numbers are going to be up.
Right.
Yeah.
Force up.
So that line where it is here, everybody's numbers are going to be up. So that line's going to move up
Right.
with.
Yes.
Right.
But it could be a totally different look next year.
And to be honest with you, it needs to help you guys. I
It
mean,
should.
you're going in.
Well, you're one of the smallest
You're
3A
one of the
schools, all
smallest,
right?
Yes.
And I remember being, we had that my last year at Cascade. We were the smallest
Right.
Yeah.
2A school, and that's the year we had to play. No, we were the smallest 3A school.
Yeah, because
And
you
that-
came to Page.
Yeah, and that's the year we had to pay. State had that 3A, 4A playing the same. You know, we were
Right.
playing
Yeah.
Marshall County and
Giles.
Giles County and all them, and we were the smallest school in 5 more kids less, and we would have been the largest 2A. But
Coach, this region's
Yeah.
you, Giles County, Sequatchie County, Watertown, Grundy County, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
And the same schedule as last year. So we got Red Bull and Springs on the schedule.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah.
you're playing Forest again this year, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's
We
going to
got-
be interesting because I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Coach Palmer, get ready. He's going to be throwing that football about 80 times.
Oh yeah.
we
We saw him at 7
we saw him at 7-on-7.
Was he throwing it?
Yeah,
He
he was
likes
out
to throw the
there.
football.
We was cutting up, having a good time.
He likes to throw the football.
Oh, yeah.
But you got about 2 or 3 games there. You got to circle.
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 games there. You got to circle to play week 11.
Yep.
And that's got to be community goal this year.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
How long has it been since you played week 11?
Since
Or have
Ben
you
Page,
or have you in the
it was
history
when
of
I was at Page, community
Yeah.
never made it. We finished on the 1 yard line one year over there at Eagleville.
so
Didn't get it in.
communities never played week 11.
Nope.
That's my goal.
Yes, sir.
That's my goal. I could be 2-8,
Right?
and at the end of the season, as long as I'm playing that 11th game,
Yes, sir.
that's making my season.
I'm
Yes,
excited about it because I feel like this is the first time that we'll be really balanced.
And
Yes.
that would be my focal point with my kids. Hey, our goal is to take this program where it's never been before.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
We're playing week 11.
Yes, sir.
And I'm telling you, wherever you got to go, I'll make sure if we have to go on the road, we'll have a bus.
All right.
If we get to play at home, I'll be there. But our goal has got to be week 11.
That is the goal.
Everybody, you heard that. He guaranteed him a bus.
Guaranteed a bus.
We'll reiterate
Might
that
even
one.
drive.
I tell you, that's one thing I think David Thomas and I are going to try to definitely do this year is come out and definitely go to a game or 2 this year out there. this
Now,
year.
I've got some
Yep.
games circled. I did look at my calendar, but that's for another day. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for you, and I'm telling you right now, if you're gonna get them, you better get them this year. Because looking at this roster and all, 3 seniors, 35 kids listed,
16 coming up.
16.
Plus, you may get 1 or 2 from Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
That could well happen as well.
looks like good things are happening.
Well, let's take a break, guys, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit of college football just real quick with the guys. Coach, do you like hauling stuff off?
Hauling stuff
Yes,
off.
sir. Coach Grooms, do you
Everybody
like
likes
it? You,
hauling stuff off.
you don't want to haul off a refrigerator,
No.
do you?
Never.
If you buy a new refrigerator, you won't haul your old one off.
No, I'm call somebody in and get it hauled
Well,
off.
here we
There
go.
we
We
go.
got the place for that, Bill.
It's Kincaid
Service.
Company right here in Shelbyville. And, man, that's the great thing about them. Unlike a chain store, they'll haul it off and they'll fix your stuff.
And won't charge you for hauling it off.
No, they will not. And I'll tell you something else, Mark, and even them have got down there, a lot of people don't know. They have used appliances that they take in that are very quality at a very reasonable rates, too. I don't know if we've ever mentioned that in one of the ads, but that's something really nice down there at Kincaid's as well.
Yeah.
And also First Bank Brent Kennedy. And we're going to hear a word from our 2 sponsors real quick, and we'll be right back. And we're going to talk a little bit of college football because it's that time of the year, and I'm getting excited.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
Welcome back to Bedford County Sports Live. It's Unionville Day out here. But right now, we're going to talk a little college
What do you
football.
say? It's Community Day.
That's true. Community
Like
Day.
it's Viking Day.
Viking Day. Got the purple on today.
That's right.
College football is coming up, guys. We've got great games early in the season. That first weekend is going to be awesome. You got football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Right.
Monday. Can't beat it. Question I got for you guys: Southeastern Conference. There's going to be a team like Missouri. I want everybody to pick one.
Mhm.
That what everybody was expecting to be low in the totem pole.
Yes.
It's going to come up and have a good year. Coach Grooms, if you had to pick one SEC team that might surprise some people, I'm not saying they're going to win it, but might come up and do some damage this year.
See, I don't think it's a surprise. I think the Ole Miss is going to be right there.
Oh, I do too.
You know, I said I wouldn't call them a surprise because you know we're
No,
kind
they're
of
not a
top heavy.
surprise. They're two years in a row
Yes.
they've had double-digit wins.
And he
all
hits the
time.
portal like nobody else.
And he can coach.
And he coached.
And I'll tell you this: I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, and I think his players are going to have a chip on his shoulder because he lost his dad,
Right.
and his dad was a way I understand an integral part with the relationship that he had with
Right.
some of those guys that played for him at Ole Miss.
Coach Parker, pick one.
I
Give me a
like
surprise
Florida.
team.
I like Florida.
Like the Gators.
I think Gators going to be all right. Now, I don't think now, and being all right, I tell you guys, people are going to hang their heads with some of these. Don't expect these SEC teams to be 11-2, 10.
Yeah.
Man, they're going to eat each other up this year worse than ever. There's going to be a lot of cannibalism. They eating each other up because this conference is tough top to bottom. You've got two, maybe three teams that everything's going to have to be perfect for them to have a chance. But the rest of them, you better be ready to play.
Coach Edie, who's
Florida-
this year's Missouri? You
Florida
like Florida
was
too?
Florida was mine because they were in a lot of ball games last
They
year,
were.
and there was some where they just blew people out. And it just
And Neighbors
You know,
is having a great recruiting class. I mean,
Right.
Right, he is.
they had some highs and they had some lows,
mhm.
but you could see what they could be.
I'm going to surprise you. I'm not saying they're going to win. I just think they're going to be better. Auburn.
Yep.
Hugh Freeze finds a way.
Well, you know,
That's about the same situation.
but
Yeah.
Hugh, if you look at Freeze's background, his track record, he's always better year two than he is year one. Year two is usually his best year. But I know I'm an Alabama person, and that they're going to be good.
Bye, sir.
But I just don't. I think they'll be good, and they may even win Iron Bowl. But I just don't think. There's just something that I don't. I just have a feeling. I may be totally wrong. There's just they got a miss.
They got
I
Hugh
think-
Freeze. They're all right. I like Hugh Freeze. He did a good
Oh,
job
yeah.
at Ole Miss. Did a good
He's a
job
chunk-
everywhere he's
he's
ever
a
been.
chunker. I don't disagree with you.
And he'll find a way to get it done one way or the other.
And he's having his big cat weekend this weekend. So.
Right. All right, guys, let's talk a little pro football real quick. Big news, Kenny. Tell us about it.
Yeah, they finally signed Jordan last
Got his
night.
contract.
And everything's good. It looks big. It is big. It don't look big. It is big, but it's a player-friendly contract. It's a 4-year, $220 million.
Yeah, that is player friendly.
And
Like you meant team friendly.
yeah, team friendly.
You said player friendly.
Yeah,
212 million or 20
yeah.
million is player friendly.
But $75 million of it, $75 million of it signing bonus. But the way it's structured, with my understanding, it's structured to help the cap because they've got a really good young
They do.
nucleus.
Yes.
And Jordan knows that.
I think they've got the youngest receiving core in the National
And
Football
they're
League.
trying to keep it together. And their receiving core, you can afford to sign Jordan for that kind of money because their receiving core, they still got 2 more years with some of them.
They're all on rookie contracts.
Before they have to go to that first contract. So they're still all, and a big majority of their team is still on their rookie contracts. And they're wanting to, the problem with way I was understanding and listening and doing that with Jordan's contract is the money was never the issue. He was always going to have the money. The big thing with the contract is how they word it and how they do it so it can help the franchise.
Yeah.
Aaron, my son, I was talking to him, He never missed a practice. He never missed a workout. I even heard Coach Floral say last night that even after the workout, even after their practice, you didn't see it. And my son said that they go out on the field the first day for practice. George got his helmet and his jersey in his hand. They're going to practice. He gets a phone call from his agent and says, "Do not practice." And he was livid because his agent wouldn't let him practice. So the guys love him. So we'll see where it all works out.
So it's the opposite of my Cowboys.
Yeah, no. It's the opposite of your Cowboys. It's the opposite of your Cowboys.
Everybody want to get paid.
Everybody wants
Dak's getting $55 million this year.
And
these new contracts, they're pushing it into the future.
Yeah.
Versus it being on this year.
If you'll notice, you're not seeing those 8, 9. You're seeing those 4, 5, and it's smart.
Sure.
Don't give me. We talked about Mahomes early. After he signs his contract, he should be obligated for it. But if he signs an 8-year deal, now these guys is getting this other, so it's going to be 6 years or so before he can renegotiate. They're doing these 4 years, so in 3 years or so, now we can renegotiate because what's going to happen? The ceiling is still going to continue to rise. The helium in the balloon is going to. So in 3 years, 4 years, he's going to have a chance for another contract. And I think that's why you're going to see them go away from those 5 years and start coming down to 4 years or 3 years. And I think a lot of your contracts that you're going to see now are going to have some kind of incentive base something. I've always thought most of the contracts ought to be incentive based. I shouldn't be giving you $20 million if you're not performing.
And I shouldn't be paying you $55 million just because you play quarterback.
Well, no, everybody's going to have a quarterback.
They may have one, but there's either really good ones. I want to pay greatness, not just a position.
Well,
Jared Goff making $52 million is insane.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I
don't know how many places he could start in the NFL,
Listen,
let alone be a top 10 quarterback.
Here you go. It's not Jared Goff's fault.
It's the team for painting.
It's the head people. But they may have said, "Hey, this is what
Hey guys, Kirk Cousins, how much money's he made? He's never done anything. Nothing. And the guy turns around and signs a $50 million deal over and over and over. They just keep paying the guy.
He's always been reliable, though.
Yeah.
But what are you saying? They're signing what kind of contracts? $50 million?
Yeah.
So you know what the going rate for a starting quarterback in the NFL is?
It should be for a great one.
No, you know
Not
what the starting quarterback rate is.
But
in
we
the
don't
NFL?
play
$50
just
million.
because you play left tackle or DN. Coach Edie's not very good. Coach Grooms is great. Well, Coach Grooms gets the better deal.
Well, everybody knows. When you look at all the contracts in NFL, the top third. When you look at the the cap, the money that they can.
Mm-hmm.
A third of it is always at the quarterback on any team in the NFL.
And how bad is the guy gets hurt?
Unless they are in their rookie contract.
Well, today up in Nashville today, if anybody wants to get in the car, Titans have a free practice day.
Yeah,
that
they
you can
have.
carry.
They're
It's free to get in, and you can run up there and check them out today.
And here's the reason we talked about Jordan Love, the Titans. How were they able to go out and sign the receiver? Is it Ridley with the big money last year? They got, they're able to go out and sign these players, rightfully so, with big money. Why?
Rookie quarterback.
Because the
rookie
quarterback's
contract.
and these guys are on their rookie contracts, and then you got money to spend.
Speaking of that was a couple things I was going to go over today. Guys that have looked good in training camp so far that I was told. Malik Willis, they tell me the last first 2 days has been totally different.
Hey,
Quite great to hear it.
still on his rookie contract.
Yes, sure.
This is his year too. He might not sign with Tennessee next year, but
He'll still be here. It's a 4-year deal. It's his third year.
It's his year to let everybody know, hey, that I can play, and
He'll get there.
I always go back to Albert Hainsworth with this.
Yep.
Albert Hainsworth had one good year.
1 year.
One good year for the Titans.
And then he was 80 pounds heavier and couldn't play.
What was his
Once he got paid.
Once his one good year was the year before he got paid. And then when he got paid, thank you very much.
Yep.
Yep.
Because he took the Redskins for a ride.
Mhm.
Literally. Jamal Adams out here is finally healthy for the first time since 2019. And like we talked about,
I told you
he's gonna be
last
tough.
week, I wish they had drafted him out of Texas when he came through. I've always liked his game.
Kenneth Murray has looked really good.
Mhm.
I remember him, guys, you will too, from Oklahoma.
Mhm.
He was a first
He's a
rounder.
player.
He's a player.
Mhm.
I think San Diego tried to make him that green dot linebacker. That's not what he is. He's an attacker.
I think the organization for Tennessee has probably in the offseason, Rand Carthon has done about as good a job
It's the best offseason I remember.
making his team, giving his team an opportunity to increase more than anybody else. I really think they may not be a contender, but they'll be a pusher because their schedule's going to help them also.
They're going to be fun to watch this year.
Well, their schedule, because they were 4th last year, so their schedule is going to be a little weaker because they're going to play a lot of the teams in the other conference. That's the way they do in the NFL. They're going to play a lot of teams that were 4th in their district in their conference last year. So,
kid I thought could have made the football team too, Dylan Johnson, the running back from Washington.
Right.
They brought him in as an undrafted free agent. They already cut him. That kind of surprised me a little bit. I don't know if there was an issue there or what, but that's not very long to let him sit there for a couple of days.
And he's
gone.
He's not with the Titans anymore. But
couldn't the Dallas Cowboys, your team, use him? Who's your running back?
It's hard for me to understand. We talked about are you Cousins and all these? Nobody's giving Tannehill a chance. I think he's still got some game.
You could tell by the interview he did, though, he's wanting money and nobody's willing to pay him a bunch of money. And I think that's why he's not anymore. He's not going to take a small deal.
I did see an interview.
I heard it yesterday.
Okay.
Coach, who is your running back? I'm going to reiterate that for a minute because Ezekiel Elliott, I believe, is done.
You think he's done?
I think he's done.
I don't think he's done.
Really?
I don't think he's done because he come into training camp and he's lost the weight. Everybody talked about him about the weight. And I just saw some workout tapes where he looked pretty good. So I don't think he's done, but I do think we need to get another running back
somewhere. I thought they would have drafted one, picked up one, something.
Right.
Because the running game in the Cowboys is what's made that. It's what's made it go.
Right. The Cowboys, to me, are going to be struggling this year because they've let a lot of people get away.
Right.
And they're not signing some people back. And I really think, nobody knows what's in Jerry Jones's head, but I think he's holding back a little bit this year, and he's going to try to hit the market hard next year.
Mm-hmm. I really think they should have did the same route the Titans did. They released some people. They went out and got the people that they thought could help them be successful. And if they reach expectations, then you can go out and, because of the money, you can go out and get the pieces that you need. They can probably put you over the top.
See, I don't think because of this cap money and all, there's any way they're going to be able to sign both the quarterback and the receiver this year.
Oh, and Michael Parsons is coming up. So you're going to do good to get two of them. You won't get three.
And what I said, you got to be holding back because with this cap, you can't pay them all. And like you said, sometimes you got to be a Tom Brady and take it for the team. And that's one thing Tom did. But the other thing that needs to think about this too. How much more endorsement money are you getting as the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys? That's outside. Right. Seriously, you're the Cowboys quarterback. You're getting endorsement money because of that. You brought up Tom Brady and all, but you got to go back to Belichick. He never went after.
No,
he never went after that high dollar, high price. He went after. He went for a lot of veterans, a lot of people that had a little age on them. Mm-hmm. Some that had been in some trouble and able to come through, like arguably one of the best receivers that ever played the game. When he and Brady were together, That was.
Hey, do you know the
special.
only team that could have ruined Randy Moss was the Tennessee Titans and Jeff Fisher? We bring Randy Moss in and we don't throw him the football. There you go. That was a great move, wasn't it? Guys, we're going to take one more break, come back and wrap it up real fast here with Coach Edie and Coach Grooms. We're going to hear a quick word from our sponsor, First Bank right here in Shelbyville, and Kincaid
Service
Company. We're going to take a break. We're going to wrap it up right after this.
Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap this show up today. Coaches, thanks for coming.
Thank you
Hey,
for
we
coming.
We appreciate it.
We're looking forward to hopefully helping our end of the bargain up and coming down and watching you guys play.
Yeah, we'd definitely love to have you.
And I'm excited to see all the kids you got out, the size you got. And like y'all said, it's different. Y'all can do some things now you couldn't do in the past.
Yes,
Right. It's a different environment.
Let's coach them up.
Yes, sir.
So the first game now, everybody, is at Lewis County on the 23rd of August. Who's the second game? You remember?
Eagleville at our place.
Eagleville.
Eagleville's
That's a
your
home
place.
game.
Yes, sir.
And then you get Chapel Hill, I think, the third game.
Yes, that's on the road. We
Okay. You go over there.
Yes.
That's exciting times, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So what kind of food and which stuff we're going to have at the games this year? You got anything new going on for the home games?
Do you even know? I don't.
I don't even know.
We're
to be
focused on
honest.
football.
Yeah.
I bet those parents will have something going on out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we just don't know what
As-
it'll
hey,
be.
listen, as a coach, all you know is what's in front of you. You don't worry about any of that stuff behind you. Coach Grooms, Coach Edie, they probably like me. They like that old horse with them blinders on. All they can do is see what's in front of them. They don't
Yep.
worry about this other. And its mindset's totally different from a fan, from spectator, than being a coach.
So the date of the home scrimmage is
It's 3 weeks from now.
is
Cross
your
Street
home
Virginia.
scrimmage? Hey, want people to get out for
It's
that.
after
No.
the Huntley one.
2 weeks. Huntland's next week. Monday is the first day you can go full pads.
Yes, sir.
And the way I understand your practice routines now, and Kenny Parker would be, if you put knee pads on,
Yes.
you can only practice like 30 minutes a day in live competition.
Yes, sir.
Right.
But if you don't have knee pads on, if you buy them those 5-pocket shimwolves where they got their thigh pads and all, and wear your shorts,
Right.
you can hammer each other
Yeah.
other as long as they don't have their knee pads.
Right.
Is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct?
That is correct.
And if you can only wear knee pads 1 day a week,
Yep.
is that correct?
Yes, sir.
One practice a week,
You get to hit.
you can
Full.
be in total full pads. Wonder why we have so many injuries, because kids, and at this young age, you're talking freshmen, sophomores, you're learning. Yeah, everybody says, well, will you hit? Will you hit? Well, do you know how to take a hit?
Right.
Do you know how to hit the ground so
Mhm.
you don't? Sorry about your luck, boys. We're going full pads. You just ain't got no knee pads. Don't go low.
Yep.
We're going to be physical. Just don't go low.
That's right.
Scrimmages all start at 6, Coach.
Yes, sir.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
That's kind of the standard for doing it, isn't it?
Yes.
6. Well,
Good
guys, we
luck.
appreciate y'all
I'm
coming on.
excited.
Be back here next week, 9 o'clock. As always, we'll be here. And thanks to Kincaid
Service.
Company and First Bank and Brent Kennedy and his top-notch staff right here in Shelbyville. And thank them for sponsoring our show. We'll be right back here next week, and stay tuned for David Thomas. He's going to be on the air, not behind the glass curtain over here. He'll have his show here in a